Living in isolation isn't new for the residents of the Chathams, but being completely cut off during the lockdown has been hard going, even for them. The challenges of losing loved ones and getting access to supplies are amplified when you're 800 kilometres east of the South Island. Fortunately, they haven't had a single case of COVID. The government decides on our next move in our Covid-19 response on Monday, and until then we wait, feverish with the freedom and possibility a move to level 2 promises. On the Chathams, they've been following the rules just like the rest of us, only it's been weka hunting and pipi-gathering rather than sourdough starters, keeping many islanders busy. Mayor Monique Croon says there are some tough times ahead for islanders, and it's been an upsetting few weeks under lockdown.
It's had a huge impact on the island. I mean, we're so dependent on our air service and shipping service to get our goods to the island. There was always that anxiety when we were trying to order groceries that supermarkets couldn't supply. We managed to luckily get lots of help and support, and so we were able to get our groceries here. And also our airline got support to continue travelling to the island, bringing essential freight. So that was a relief to get those things in place. We're the same as anywhere else in New Zealand, even though people sort of expect that we would be able to be a lot more freer. We aren't.
Have you seen anyone through Zoom, or are people socialising in different ways than they usually would on the island?
Well, we were trying to via internet, but the internet's a bit slow. Occasionally, if there's not too many people on it, you can get conferencing or through Messenger or I think FaceTime. I've tried Zoom a couple of times, but you can't actually get visual and sound. You can either have one or the other, so that's a bit of a challenge.
What have been the biggest challenges for you throughout this time?
I think we've really lost some really special people over lockdown at level 4 and level 3. And I think not being able to mourn like we normally do as an island and a community in the normal way has been really tough on people. And I think that's been the hardest thing.
I'm sorry to hear that. How many people have passed away on the island during this time?
We've had 4 people pass away, which is not actually normal for us, but it just seems to happen during this time. And also I'm aware of people who have lost people in New Zealand and how tough it's been on them.
Has there been any opportunity to give them send-offs, funerals?
One of the things we were able to do is just while they drove past, just stand in your driveway to acknowledge that person. We're hoping certainly after, when we get to level 2, we're able to get together to, think about those people and pay the respects that we want to.
Yeah, things will be changing next week with level 2. How much of an impact is that going to have on the island? What are you going to notice the most when that change happens?
Oh, I think it's almost will be back to normal for us. The next focus will be, of course, getting people back into work and our economy get going again. We're still reliant on demand from overseas, like China, for our product. I think the lucky thing is that we were during the quiet time fishing, but in the next couple of months it's going to be absolutely critical that the demand for our exports do happen, or fish exports do happen.
What about tourism? Is the Chatham somewhere people should be looking for their next domestic trip if we're trying to keep things going for you guys?
Oh, well, I would recommend the island to come and visit. We've got lots of things to offer, and we've got plenty of space. We've got plenty of spare accommodation at the moment. But also I understand that travel is allowed between regions at level 2. So tourist operators may start thinking about how they're going to manage to do that, as well as keep making the community feel safe and visitors to the island feel safe.
The hotel, which I understand is a bit of a social hub for the island, what's been happening there in this downtime?
Well, they've been completely shut. They opened last Friday at level 3 doing takeaways. So it's very exciting getting your first some fish and chips, blue cod fish and chips, so that was delicious.
Oh, fantastic. So there was the rush for the takeaways at your end too?
Yes, definitely.
What about the other takeaways on the island? If you weren't going to the hotel or you wanted a coffee, where would people be going?
Well, there's a cafe. I don't know. I haven't seen them advertising when they may be open. I'm sure that maybe at level 2 they will start operating again.
Have you heard of some lovely stories of people getting up to some outdoor adventures under level 3?
Just being able to catch wekas, and then people getting a share of wekas, spreading, people giving them to each other, sharing them, and pipis, people getting pipis and dropping off to all the different people around the island. So that's been a good thing.
What's your best weka recipe, Monique?
Marinated and roasted is my favourite.
Roasted weka is the go-to at the
yeah.
moment on the island.
Yeah, tastes better than chicken or KFC.
Right, is it tough?
No, it isn't. If it's cooked right, it's very tender.
Who knew? So you have your marinated weka and pipis on the side?
Yes, yeah.
Not much need for takeaways, are there? Do you think life will look much different over the next few months? Will people be wearing masks in public and things like that, or do you think it'll be a bit more laid back?
I think people will be a little bit more relaxed. I think I've got into the habit now of keeping a distance from people, and it feels quite natural. So when you watch a movie and people aren't practicing social distancing or talking close to you say, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. So, but it would be good to be able to give my mum a hug and see my sisters.
And do you think when we do get to level 2, there's still those restrictions, but will there be any type of Chatham celebration? Will everyone head down to the pub at a safe distance?
I think that might happen. I would say that would happen.
Everyone will come together for a pint?
Yes, yes, I imagine they will. Yep.